Hello everyone, my name is Chris from Young Scale Company, and this video is a short video about how to use the Cummins Allison Jetscan 4062. You can also use this video for the 4068 or any single pocket Jetscan model by Cummins Allison. First and foremost, you want to be sure to read your user manual. This manual contains all the steps and all the instructions that I'm going to be going through today and more. So you want to make sure to read through this and make sure you understand the different components of the machine, different functions of the machine, as it'll help you in the operation of your Jetscan. Just going through some of the components of the machine, some of the hardware. This is called the hopper, and this is what's going to keep all your money in line to be able to feed into the machine properly. This is the stacker plate. This is where you're actually going to be placing your money on top of. This is the touch screen. And this is what's called the stacker. This is where the money will come out of, and this is where you would take your money out. Moving to the back. This is the on and off switch. This is obviously the plug, and obviously if there's any questions, you can always give us a call. Now I'm going to get into a little bit about the touch screen. This number right here indicates the total amount in your batch. This indicates what mode you're in, and the way to change your mode is simply you would press mode and you would pick which mode you would like to be in. On page 7 of your manual, it shows you exactly what each button needs. So you should go ahead and read that. Now I'm going to demonstrate the proper way to put your bills into the hopper. First thing you want to do is make sure that the stack is nice and neat, and what I like to do is put it on the table and kind of gently caress it together so it's nice and neat on both sides, on all sides. And it doesn't matter whether it goes in feet first, head first, upside down. This machine is meant to read the bill at any way, as long as you put it neatly, obviously horizontally going in. And once you have your stack nice and neat, you just want to place it onto the hopper. You don't want to shove it in or anything like that. It's just meant to be placed on the hopper. So just like this. And once you take the money out of the stacker here on the bottom, it'll restart this total because it thinks you're starting a new batch. So I'm going to place the money again. You can see it starts at 0. The most commonly used mode is mix mode. As you can see, the way you tell which mode you're in, like I mentioned earlier, is right here. And mix mode basically will count all your bills and give you a total amount. You can change your modes by going into mode and selecting your mode this way. So no matter if it's a 1, 5, 10, 20 or so on, it'll count it all together and give you a total amount. Now I'm going to show you how to use the stranger mode. To use the stranger mode, obviously you click mode, you go into stranger, select stranger, exit. Now this mode is good for creating straps or just verifying that all these ones, or it could be 5s or 10s, are all the same denomination. These are all ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, and it's going to look for the first bill that's going in, which is a $1 bill, and it's going to make sure that every other bill is a $1 bill, and if it's not, it'll tell me that it's not. Remove stranger. It's because we have a stranger. We have a $5 bill, so I'm going to remove that. And that's how you detect if there's a stranger in your batch. And you can also use it to create straps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press strap, and right here you can select the different denominations, exactly how big of a strap you want to make. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put straps of 10. for the $1 bill because I don't have hundreds of ones, but usually most people like to do straps of 100. So, but I'm just gonna do 10 for now. Exit, and I'm gonna run it again. And strap value 10. And it's basically gonna strap straps of 10 for me. And that's how you use stranger mode. Okay, so now if I just wanted to get a total count of just how many bills are in this stack and not necessarily the total amount, you can do that one of two ways. You can either press this button here that says unit, you can turn that on, or you can go into mode and press the count button. But usually the easiest way is just to press unit, like I mentioned earlier. So once I have unit on, I make sure my stack is nice and neat, place it inside the hopper. And it'll just, this number is just the total number of bills in here. It's not the total amount. And that's how you just get the count. Your user manual is a very helpful tool, as I mentioned, and you especially want to pay attention to the section about the errors. The success of this machine will be highly determined by how you react to the different errors and how you're able to clear these errors and return to operation. So you want to pay attention to not only the condition, what exactly the error is, you want to pay attention to the action, what to do once that error occurs. So you really want to pay attention to this section of the book and refer to it, especially in the beginning stages of the machine, when you receive this machine, to get used to what the different errors mean and how to clear them. Occasionally you will get this error called transport jam, and the manual explains how to clear this jam. This is the only error that you have to kind of get into the machine and clear the jam, because sometimes there's either a coin that gets stuck in there or a piece of tape that gets stuck or something like that, where you actually have to open up the machine a little bit and clear that jam. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to clear a transport jam. Like I explained earlier, this is the only error where you might have to actually get into the machine, because sometimes debris will get stuck actually in the machine. So what you're going to do first is take off the hopper, and if you want to bring that in a little closer, there's these two little grooves in here, and again all of this is in the manual, but I'm just going to show you how to do it one time. You're going to place your fingers here, I don't know if you can get in there, and you're going to lift up, and what that does is it releases the feeder plate. You want to take that off, and these hooks right here hook on, so if you want to bring that closer, to these brass knobs in the back. So when you're putting it back on, you got to remember to hook these hooks onto here. So that's just for later. So you're going to take this off, and if you want to bring it closer here, you're going to see these two little red tabs right here. You're going to put your fingers around them like this, and you're going to pull them up onto this rod. So I'm going to do that right there, and what that does is it opens the bill path so that if there's a coin in there or something stuck, you can kind of wiggle it out. Now if you want to focus on this screen right here, so you can press forward and it'll run it forward, hopefully kick something out, or reverse, maybe run a reverse and it'll kick it out that way, or you can manually turn it this way and try to fish it out. So hopefully it'll, you know, whatever was in there, say it was a coin and you finally got it out, you can release these two red tabs back down, just like that. And like I mentioned before, you want to get these hooks onto these brass little tabs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it back in, I'm gonna make sure it's hooked around, and then click it down. You want to make sure that this is nice and flat. A common problem that we get is people won't hook those hooks on, and they'll think that it's in right here, and this is actually not in all the way, and the machine won't function properly. So you want to make sure that it's hooked in right here. I don't know if you can kind of see that. You want to make sure it's behind those brass looking tabs, and then you want to push it down. Actually, I don't think I got it. There it is. All right, now that it's in, put the hopper back on, press continue, and you should be good to go. Okay. For daily maintenance, we recommend that you use compressed air to blow down your machine after every day of use. Because money is very dirty and dusty, we recommend to do this daily. You want to spray in your feeder plate area and underneath here. Make sure to get all the dust out. There are a few sensors that collect dust pretty easily. One sensor is right here. You can take a wet rag and wipe that down. And the other one is right here. And this also emits a sensor that bounces off a little mirror right here. So you want to make sure to clean that as well. The common problem that we get is due to this dial either accidentally or on purpose being shifted from left to right. We always set it at 0, and that's where it should remain. Now this determines how big the gap is in here where it takes in the actual bills. So a lot of times when people move the machine or they're handling it, or sometimes when they stack stuff on here, which you really should never do, it'll manipulate this dial, and you really don't want that to happen because it'll mess with the operation of the machine and it won't take in the bills properly. And actually, if you turn it to the negative side, which it's on 0 right now, it goes positive this way and negative this way. If you go to the negative side, it makes the gap very small and it could potentially rip the bill. So you want to pay attention to this dial and make sure that it's always on 0. Thank you for watching this video, and should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call us. Our number is 808-733-0788. Thank you very much.